With the versatility of concrete, you don't have to be limited to standard building practices and processes. There's a whole wide range of applications where you can use concrete in your home for DIY projects. Today we're going to be looking at making a concrete doorstop, something cool, simple, easy, fun, and we're going to have that nautical feel in there as well. Let's get started. Here's what we need. We've got some ready mixed sand and cement. We've got some containers which are going to act as our mold. Now we've made sure that they are tapered or straight so that we can actually pull the product out at the end of the day. We've got some coarse rope. We've got some side cutters. We've got a sharp knife. We've got some cable ties. We've got some rubber stoppers to act as feet. And we've got some oil and water mix. First of all, we have to select our container. Now you can use anything you want. I've got a standard ice cream container here or a yogurt container. It's whatever you want as long as the sides are either straight or tapered so that you can allow that concrete block to be removed easily. Now our handy hint is actually to make use of a releasing agent that'll just allow it to be removed easier out of your container. A simple homemade one is a standard oil and water mix. Mix it all up until it gets to emulsified condition and you can see that milky mixture, and then just line and coat the inside of your container. We're going to make our handle using this coarse thick rope. I'm just going to fold it all the way around, loop it around, let it overlap and position it in, and then just mark exactly where you want to cut it. And the reason for doing this is to stop it from fraying once you've cut it. There we go. And then we're going to cut through the center of the tape. Just be careful not to cut your fingers, obviously. There you go, you can see how the tape stops it all from fraying out and coming undone. And then we're going to use some cable ties to fasten that together so it doesn't come undone. Okay, we're just going to trim off the little excess. And that's going to make our handle. Our next step is to mix up our concrete mix. Okay, so we're going to use standard plaster sand and we've got cement here. I'm going to use a mix ratio of 3:1. So in other words, I'm using my trowel, 3 trowels of sand to 1 trowel of cement. I'm probably going to need a double volume, so I'm probably going to go 3-in-1 and 3-in-1 repeated. Now we're going to give that a good mix up. Double check your mix and make sure you've got an even consistency of all that sand and cement is blended in. You've got no light or dark spots. It should all be one color. It looks pretty good to me. Now we're going to go and add some water. Don't add too much water to your concrete mix. Rather add little bits at a time. You can always add more. If you do add too much water, you're going to have to add more sand and cement ratio mix back into to try and dry it up. Okay. Right there you can see the consistency. It's a thick yogurt which is kind of just holding its shape and then slowly starting to fall away. Perfect. Right, next tip is when you put in your dry rope, what's going to happen is it's going to suck all the water out of the concrete. So it's a good idea to soak your rope, get it nice and wet, and then put that into your concrete mix. Okay, we've got our mix, we've got our rope, we've got our mold. Okay, let's just quickly, that's going to go in there. We'll pull that out. We're going to pour our concrete mix into our mold. Let's just move that around a little bit. Now we want to get our rope into there. It's soft enough just to wiggle all the way down. You can make use of a screwdriver in the center just to get it down and then give it a good shake. Okay, once you're done, you're good to go. Take that aside, let it set for 24 to 48 hours at least. After about 24 hours, add some water on the top, allow a bit of water to go down the sides. Remember, concrete loves water, it wants water to help it set. Okay, so what I'm going to do is save a bit of time. And here's one I've made earlier. Now, exactly the same thing, just a slightly different container. You can see it's got different shapes, different contours. You can use whatever you like. You just give it a bit of a shake. Push from the bottom, should pop out. There you go, pretty straightforward. It's cured, it's completely cured. We're going to dust this off and we can add some feet on the bottom. We can actually decorate it too if we want to. Let's start with giving it a bit of a dust off. Just take a normal rag and then just give it a good wipe. Any loose dust you want to get taken off. Okay, we've got a few options now. We can basically leave it in this concrete rough look, which a lot of people like. I actually think it looks pretty awesome. And then we'll just put some feet on the bottom. And I've got these standard little stick-on feet. It makes life much easier. Just put it around about there's one. That'll just stop the scratching on your surface, on the floor, wherever you put it down. So now it's got a good sturdy little rubber footing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a straight band at the bottom and paint that all the way around. Just mask all the way around. Okay, that looks good. Right, you can use any paint you want to. Make sure it's compatible for concrete. I'm going to use some spray paint because it's easy and it dries very quickly as well. Now, normally you want to go straight with your final color, but it's not advisable. Make the use of a primer first. That creates a good bond between the paint surface and your concrete surface, which is perfect for your final color, which is your pretty paint, shall we call it. Okay, now it's a good idea to take your masking tape off now while the paint is wet. It stops that flaking. Great, beautiful, nice, simple, basic lines, back to basics, and look at the impact that it has. We've got rough coarse rope, concrete, little bit of spray paint. It looks fantastic. If you enjoy staying up to date with the latest trends and DIY projects, be sure to visit the Builders website and their Facebook page for all the upcoming events and workshops.
Congratulations to Plascon on winning the Best In-Store Marketing Solution at the 2015 Popeye Global Award for their display at the Builders Warehouse Rivonia store.